Okay, today I'm gonna show you how to make a 4 needle liner. First thing you're gonna need to show you the things you're gonna need. You're gonna need a needle jig, bar jig. Holds the bar on here. Holds the bar as so. Puts the needle on there and gets everything lined up straight when you solder. Next thing you need is you need a bar, stainless steel. Don't try to use anything else but stainless steel, and just order them. It's a lot cheaper. And you can get them online, tattoo suppliers. You need needles, and these right here are they are 0.025 millimeters by 30 millimeter long. 0.025 millimeter is the diameter of the needle itself. You need a grouper. Bought this online years ago. I don't know, maybe 10, 15 years ago. You do multiple. You do 3, 7, 12, and 14, I believe. Okay, what we're going to accomplish here is we're going to be making a needle bar here with the needle attached to it with the 4 liner. Okay, and as you can see, the way it fits in. Bring this down here, set it inside. As you can see here, designed so that it clamps down, locks it in place, keeps everything straight. The needle's on top, bars on bottom, solder's in the middle. The loop comes out to the right. We have the jig this way. The bar loops to the opening to the right. You can buy these online. I made this one about 10, 15 years ago or something like that, 12 years ago. It's out of aluminum, has a little spring here with a screw down there. You can do different tensions. Here's some dowels in here and machined in. Actually, the door or the guillotine here goes up and down to lock it in. You can buy them online for like $100, maybe a little bit more. A little bit different style. I like this style because it was easiest for me to make. Okay, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to get a needle bar here, and I have 600 sandpaper here, wet dry sandpaper, about thumb's width. We're going to clean up the tip here, get the oxidization off. Just keep on rubbing it to get it off. Clean it all up. Remove all the surface dirt and build up so that the solder is nice and easy. Can we do that? I'm going to set the needle bar in. By the way, the needle bar is stainless steel. Like I was saying, don't try to use anything else, because this has the right tension, right gauge. It's kind of hard to find it outside of non-tattooing stores. Okay, so we got that prepared. Let me get our needles here. Your needles, you can see them here. We've got 4 points are all sticking out. Got to make sure you watch out for the points. Here's the flats. You don't want any of the flats going into anybody's skin, because that really won't be very good. All the points here. You can see them, all the needle points here. And these needles do not need to be sharpened or anything like that. They're already pre-done, so don't try to sharpen them, because you're trying to puncture the skin, not cut it. I'm going to pick the smallest grouping here, which is this side. Going to get them into this hole. Stick them in there. And put them in there. On this one right here, 4 is kind of on a 0.025 millimeter needle. It's a little tight on there, but it fits perfect. So you need to make sure that none of them are twisted. They all line up good and they're all in there perfectly. You can see that, that's how it goes. You can see these all line up at the bottom here. Make sure they're all flat up against this surface here, down at the bottom. They might not line up on top, but just make sure they all hit the flat on the bottom. I mean, they'll all be grouped correctly. Alright, so you have that now. Before I do that, I should have showed you this. Each needle here, always best to clean the surface off, oxidization off these. Sometimes when they're sitting for a long time, they get oxidized. You just want to clean them up and set it one back in, make sure the points are down. This just helps a lot. It's kind of hard to solder if they're not clean. You just rub them like that. You don't want to bend the needles, just go up and down. Get them all cleaned up. And set them all back in there with all the points down. Inspect to make sure none of them are twisted. They're all down at the bottom. They're all set in there pretty good. Okay, now next, I'm going to close everything up so we don't drop everything. And get my solder gun warmed up, and I'll be right back. Okay, I got the solder gun heated up. What we want to do is clean the tip off. And I already applied solder to the needles right here. What I'm going to do is go ahead and warm this up here. Solder on there. What I'll do is go ahead and lay the needles inside the solder there, and we'll get it warmed up, and then I'll go ahead and solder. We'll stick together like so. And you want to go in a down motion there. You see I'm stroking it down so the needles don't come back up. Put some more flux. There we go. Okay, you're going to let it cool for a minute so that they don't get smashed when you take them out by your finger pressure. See here, behind it, you see it better. They're all soldered together there. So next what we're going to do is we're going to apply some more solder to the, or apply some more flux to the needles, and go ahead and solder the edges here. Be right back.